Hey everybody, welcome back to Red Lipstick Reality TV. It's your girl Anna, and we are back for another episode of the one and only Sister Wives. If you're new here, hey, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit subscribe. We love to talk about everything reality TV, and right now we are focused on TLC shows, and in particular, the Sister Wives. So if you love the Sister Wives, it's a great place to be. Looking to do a live this week, though, to talk about Traitors, if you have been watching Traitors, because I've been catching up, and baby, it's a moment. If you're coming back, though, Red Lipstick Club, welcome back, y'all. Hit the like button, share, tell your friends. Get in those comments because you know I love to read them. We're going to have a good time, though. As you see, my background is different. I'm trying to get as much light as possible. This is like literally the darkest hotel room I've ever been in. I'm literally under a lamp. There's like, y'all, I don't care. I could turn on all the lights. It wouldn't matter. It's so dark in this room. But I was able to find at least a little lamp to be underneath to give me something to work with. But nonetheless, we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about the show. I got my notes ready. This is, I believe, episode 18. I didn't really see as many WTF moments to call out. A lot was going on. I can't really say how entertained I was. I did pour myself a cocktail for this evening, so if you haven't gotten one, you should. Also, shout out to the hotel for having the what's it called? What's the ice called? Cube, like the little mini cubey ice. I don't know what it's called, but nugget ice. Gotta love a nugget ice. So grab your cocktail. If you guys got this on a podcast, it's probably even better. You can just listen along. If you want to watch on YouTube, that's great. You can do it either way. Just play in the background if you're cleaning. And so you can talk to me and listen to me talk to myself about Sister Wives. Second one, you guys, they started in North Carolina. Okay, so we're starting to get the North Carolina content. We are seeing this story progress now a lot more rapidly. So they are covering, finally they're starting to cover in each episode quite a bit of time, which is good. It's not going to be just dragging forever. I've been sick of the show just dragging, right? So it'll be nice to see the show stop this dragging thing and get going, get to the good stuff. Janelle is speaking to Maddie. She's speaking about how they all put in equally on the property on Coyote Pass, but it was still titled to give Cody and eventually Robin more ownership. Till this day, y'all, I don't know how Janelle and Mary let Robin and Cody get away with that. I'm still baffled by that, why they just were not more responsible with how that was divvied up, especially knowing they put in just as much money. That just confuses me why they even let that go that far. They switch over to Moab, and then Christine and David, they're going to head to Moab. They're going to go check out the home they purchased for their short-term rental. Christine talks about taking David's last name, and for me, I was like, I really understand how important that is for her, how much that means to her to be able to do that. It's really just a sign for her she's moving on, to be able to switch her last name to Woolley. Obviously, she'll probably keep the Brown for marketing purposes. It would not make sense for her business to change her last name. But for everything else, yeah, girl, I would get my married name too. So I'm here for that. Christine also talks about like some of the red flags that they experienced when they were trying to first move out of Utah to Vegas. And you guys remember watching that episode where it was like every car was breaking down. The tires were blowing out. The battery was going. The engine was going. It's like when you have all your vehicles basically do everything but set on fire to prevent you from proceeding forward, that should be a sign. And they didn't take that as a sign. They just kept going. Because, of course, Cody's going to keep going. He's not going to look at, all these red flags that are probably telling y'all you probably shouldn't move. And I feel like we all kind of felt the same thing when we saw everything kind of crumble and fall apart, is y'all probably shouldn't be moving. That's really what it felt like to me. Moving on, they transitioned to Coyote Pass. This is where we run into Cody and Robin and their family. They're going to go paint these picnic tables at Coyote Pass, okay? I don't know why. They're trying to create content to show that they're still relevant to be on the show when we all know that they aren't. Nobody cares about them. Nobody wants to see these family moments. Nobody's here for Cody and Robin. For a while, we were at least here for like watching the other wives tell Cody off. But without that, just to see him basically start a brand new happy family with Robin, nobody wants to see that. And then Cody is, I was like, all of a sudden we're like getting all these highlights about Robin's family. This is season 19. We would only get glimpses, a sprinkle of Robin's prior life and her story. We really never knew that much. She really kept that close to the chest. Why now are all of a sudden we getting all these sentimental stories about her father? Is it because prior to him clearly passing away, maybe he was trying to stay private and she just did not bring him up at all, and she didn't bring up that family? Maybe they didn't want to ever be talked about. I don't know. I just think it's funny all of a sudden now that the man's not here anymore. Because how long has he not been here? How long has he been passed away? I don't know. It just feels, it's neither here nor there. It just feels odd to me in season 19, episode 18, all of a sudden now we're going into a deep dive on Robin's family. And then we're trying to highlight how much he loved Cody and how close they were. I don't ever remember them ever talking about Robin's father like this. It just felt very odd and kind of thrown in there. This whole thing about her dad making these tables. Like I said, if they weren't such villains, maybe we would care. But because I just don't care for either one of them and it just feels fake and contrived, I just don't. I'm just over it. It's and they say that her dad was a surveyor. I think it just again validates for us like their whole decision to move to Flagstaff was really orchestrated by Robin. Till this day, I believe that. Because he was one, she said, that went out to their property, and something just always feels off. Something just always felt really off to me about that. And also now we're getting like a background on Robin's like polygamy structure. Her mom marrying her friend's husband. Just really odd arrangements. I don't know. Diving into Robin now, I just don't think it's necessary, and I just don't care. And I don't know why they didn't share anything about her family really until now. Moving on. Segment 2, North Carolina. You guys, they're back there. Janelle says she didn't know what to do. Janelle says Mary didn't know what to do with the information that she provided her regarding maybe you need to lawyer up. Maybe you need to get prepared for us to have a fight with Cody. I don't know if he's going to be fair. You should just watch your back. For me, I'm like, Mary did know. Which is why she ran to Cody and Robin and told them everything. And then she effed around and found out. So she knew what to do with the information. She went and tattled the information. And then she realized, oh, wait, these people don't care about me either. And now she's back to square one. And then Janelle points out that prior to Robin, that at least the three of them worked together as a team. And then Janelle highlights that the family separation that occurred with Robin, Mary and Cody in one camp, and her and Christine in another, it all came tumbling down at that point. And then I feel like as Mary kind of came out of this fog that she's been, you guys, she's seeing why it felt that way. Like she's starting to see the writing on the wall. That in her effort to please Cody and like be by his side and support his relationship with Robin, because I'm sure he was making the other women out to be the bad guys in that situation. She got wrapped up into something that in the end was not to her benefit. Now she's like left hanging out to dry. And for me, I feel like Mary still can't admit that she was like duped, like manipulated by Cody and Robin. I'm really waiting for her just to come out and say, these two manipulated me. They duped me. I just don't think she wants to feel stupid or admit that. But at this point, girl, that's where we're at. You just need to come on out with it. And then she keeps saying that they're saying there's confusion around the whole situation. There's no confusion. It's very clear. You're delusional. You put your head under a rock. You didn't want to ruffle feathers. And now we're here. Janelle says then that they aren't, Janelle says that her and Mary are not family anymore. And she kind of laughs around it. I know that y'all don't like Mary, but I think that's disrespectful. I'm not okay with it because she helped raise and fund your kids too, Janelle. And some of your kids look to her as one of their moms too. So this whole notion of you're not a family, y'all spent 20 plus years together raising kids and family together. You're always going to have a connection. You're always going to be family. Doesn't mean that you hang out with each other. Doesn't mean you're besties. But you're always family. I don't know another way around that. I think that's very odd. I guess you're defining it differently, but I just thought that was inappropriate, unnecessary for Janelle to say that, and then to be kind of laughing around it was weird to me. To me, it's like, if you guys aren't family, well, what was the point of all this then? If you weren't family, if you're gonna sit here and say, oh, we just raised these kids together, we loved all the kids, your kids are my kids, I'm another mom. If you're another mom, then why would you not be family anymore, or why would she not be family to you? Just because you don't have a title of sister wife on it doesn't mean that you're not family. Right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You guys put down in the comments. It just kind of threw me off. It was weird energy from Janelle. It gave very mean girl to me. I just wasn't a fan of it. I will say this, like, just because Janelle isn't besties with Mary like she is with Christine, I just do not feel that that constitutes you being family or not. That's it. I'm done with it. Mary asked why she was the only one on the property. And then Cody, of course, had no answer because he was trying to get over on her. Like, anytime Mary was asking him for information regarding the property, regarding why she only had one piece of property for less acres than everybody else, Cody was basically trying to find a way to get around it. Tell her, but, well, you didn't have enough kids, so you don't get as much property. And I'm like, Mary said, like, she's kind of seen this for years. And in fact, she's been ignoring the writing on the wall about how maybe all this has been like premeditated and orchestrated by Cody. And I'm like, Mary, Cody divorced you in 2014 because he didn't want to be with you. And he wanted to get over on you. And it sucks and it's sad, but it's a reality. I don't think there's anybody alive right now that thinks the only reason he divorced Mary back in 2014 is because he had the goal of just adopting Robin's kids. Does anybody believe that the only reason he divorced Mary back in 2014 was to adopt Robin's kids? I think we all know the plan was for him to be with Robin and get rid of Mary. I feel like we all know that. Also, because I'm looking down, so I'm looking at my notes. I'm sorry. Usually I have them here, but I got to look at my notes because I don't want to miss anything. Cody is ultimately using this process, you guys, to maintain control. I've said this many times. It's really just to maintain control. He keeps bringing up this thing about, I'm not your servant. He just doesn't want to budge because he's being selfish and he just wants control. That's it. There's no way around it. They can't even do anything without him. So it's not about you being a servant. Like, they literally cannot do anything unless you do it, unless you start it, because your name's on everything. So it's just annoying. I'm almost disinterested in watching this at this point because I feel like it's just going around in circles. And to me, Mary's still trying to have like conversations with Cody, like bringing up to Janelle, well, maybe we should sit down and have a conversation. And this is one thing where I was happy Janelle said, girl, like, for what? We're just going to have another conversation to talk about another conversation. We're going to get nothing accomplished. We're still going to be in the same position. And Cody's going to find a way to continue to stall this process. Like, the jig is up. And at this point, you do need to just fight for what's yours, remove the connections with Cody, get going, get moving on. No more conversations. Moving on, y'all, to the next segment. They make it to the Moab house. These past episodes for me have really kind of highlighted the need for like financial autonomy for women. You've seen that being brought up multiple times in these last few episodes. And you've seen Christine bring it up, Janelle bring it up. Everybody's been bringing up financial autonomy for women. And I just hope people remember that beyond financial, like, just pay attention around you to those that are ultimately seeking to like take away or limit your autonomy as a woman, period. Not just financially. We're living in a suspicious time in this world. As women, just pay attention. Pay attention to people that are trying to take away your rights as a woman to choose for yourself the life you lead. Whether you decide to work or not. Whether you decide to have children or not. Whether you decide to be a stay-at-home mom. Okay? These are autonomy questions that I don't think anybody should be making but the woman herself. That's just me. Moving on, though, they go to Flagstaff, y'all. We're back there. I don't care, but they're back there. So now they're going to be doing this family event, like, once everyone's gone. Now they want to get together and get s'mores and do all this stuff. Brianna asked if she can cut wood. They treat her like she's a little girl. I'm like, she's an adult, but okay. It's like something as simple as learning how to chop wood. She's being treated like a little kid. And then again, they're all playing victim. on Coyote Pass, playing this happy family, while the primary reason the family no longer exists is because of y'all. Like, you're the reason that this is the last time that the whole family got together was at Coyote Pass. You abandoned your other family. So I don't know why you keep having this back and forth with Robin. The story's not going to change. It is what it is. The family's gone. Move on. Sell the property. Move on. Going forward, y'all, we're moving to our next segment. We're back in Moab. Janelle's actually visiting the Moab house. She says that she's like that. She grew up in an area just in a time where you do knock before you walk in the house. For Janelle and the rest of them, you just walk in. You don't knock before you go in. You just walk into the house. Robin's house, they say, it had a lot of rules in comparison, and so did Mary's. For me, I'm a knocking person. I would not have fit in this family. I would have had very much Mary energy. What if I'm walking around naked? What if I'm doing this or that? The fact that you think it's crazy for me to say, hey, knock the door a little bit. What if I had a surprise for you? Who knows? I don't understand that, y'all. I'm sorry, knock on my door. This tells me I have no business being a polygamist, because you're not just about to walk up in my house. I don't care who you are. It's odd to me, you guys. It's so odd to me. The whole situation was really odd. What I loved about this segment, you guys, is that all the family came to help. These types of segments with like Janelle moving, or not Janelle, but Christine moving into this house, Janelle coming to help, all this. It absolutely reminds me of the episodes back in the day. How fun it was. It just seems so chaotic because there's so many people, so many family, but they seem to all have worked so well together back then. And this reminded me very much of that. I loved kind of seeing that like organized chaos. It just feels like old school Sister Wives to me. I don't know if you guys felt that same kind of nostalgia watching it, but I did love this like whole moving scene. At this point, I'm just kind of like, we can cut Cody and Robin, right? We can just keep the OG3. We can watch the show again without the crazy. And like, as much as I like talking about the crazy, just give me a little bit. But the drama from here, it's not even drama at this point. It just feels like I'm watching somebody abuse somebody emotionally, financially. It doesn't feel good. And to watch it for like 20 something plus, y'all, we're almost at 20 episodes. It doesn't take all this, right? It's just too long of a season. It's just too much. It's like, I feel like it's like emotionally draining on my spirit a little bit, because I'm like, I'm just tired of this negative guy. It's just nothing's changing. He's not evolving. Maybe if he was evolving, I'd be more interested, but he's not even evolving as a person at this point. Now they moved to Isabel, and I was thinking, like, I really understood how exactly how Isabel felt, where she was concerned about David kind of coming in and taking over being a dad. It's kind of similar to how Cody took over the dad position for Robin's kids and replaced their dad and like erased their dad. And for me, I'm like, Cody should be really thanking Isabel for like trying to preserve his legacy, despite him being completely absent and not deserving it whatsoever and being a complete deadbeat. The fact that Isabel's still trying to find a way to preserve her dad in their lives in some way, shape, or form says more about her as a person than it does about him. Because he's not worthy. He is just not worthy. For me too, like we all said, you guys, without the drama of being married to the same man, they could just enjoy friendship. That's how I feel about Christine and Janelle, and they also seem to feel the same way. Like when you're not sharing the same man, it becomes a lot easier to be friends. And also when you don't have a abnormal amount of loyalty to that person, where you make bad decisions like Mary. I feel like if Mary would have had her weird loyalty to Cody in check, she could have walked away with a friendship with them too, because she would have not been so naive to what was really going on and how he was playing them all against each other. And I could see, they talked about in this segment how they had to make almost every decision by committee. If you wanted to start a business, if you wanted to spend money, anything you wanted to do, it had to be by committee. For me, I like to move and shake how I want to, when I want to, doing my own thing. So to do something by committee, it would have never worked for me either. And I see why it did not work. I also could see Christine thinking she couldn't do anything outside of being a mom, which to me, I'm sorry, I don't think she even realized that when you are a stay-at-home mom, in my opinion, you're a business owner. Do you know how many things you're juggling and managing in a home? How many schedules? I mean, feeding people, taking care of people. I mean, you're the chef, you're the cleaning person, you're the trainer. You're the tutor. You're the chauffeur. You're running 15 businesses as a stay-at-home mom. I feel like if you're a stay-at-home mom and you want to get out into the world and do something, you're capable of doing anything you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you because you're a stay-at-home mom that you do anything. That is not true. Janelle speaks to not having control over her own money, y'all. And she talks about how Cody was taking out money and no one knew where the money was going. Why would not all the women why would they not all know where that money was going, you guys? When did it stop being a family decision when you're pulling money out of those family accounts? And that's my WTF moment that I actually have one for this week, you guys. I'm going to put it right here.
When we all first started, there was kind of like this thing. We weighed in on what bills should be paid, how we were going to pay, who got priority. And then the last several years, Cody would just take out funds and I don't know what for. And the money was just being spent. And lots of it.
I was a father to 18 and a husband to more than just Janelle. So we had a lot of places that money needed to go that weren't always Janelle's business.
Cody has been stealing from the family fund for years, y'all. This man has been stealing for years. Allegedly. He's been taking the money out. Now we've heard all types of rumors, y'all, regarding Cody, what they think he's been doing. Has him and Robin been spending this money? Because nobody knows where this money's gone, right? He's not telling them. You've heard some rumors about him potentially having a gambling issue, allegedly. We don't know where this money is going. We don't know. But could you imagine investing in something like this for so long and then all of a sudden he's taking money out and y'all don't know where that money went and you're having to like ask him for every single nickel and dime that comes out of there? I'm glad they stopped putting their money in that pot, y'all. But that's crazy to me. Christine saying, I'm not sure what Mary is going to be doing when it comes to like what they're doing in life beyond that. I'm like, Mary has a kid too. Also, Mary has a relationship with many of the other kids. For me, it's kind of like figure it out, find some like middle ground. I still think Christine needs therapy around the insecurities she has that she directly correlates to Mary. I still think there's some gaps there that she could work on. Whether there's credence to it or not, I just feel like there's some gaps there. The isolation to Mary is just, it's still really weird to me. Especially because y'all don't live close to each other. So even if you were just cool and whatever, you could still keep her at arm's distance and still acknowledge her as family or still check in on each other. You don't have to be around her all the time. You don't have to have her at everything. You don't. So I just don't know why it's to this level where it feels very alienating of Mary. I need more answers, y'all. They're not being clear enough for me. I need something a lot more crystal clear than, well, she would just belittle me. Did she really do that? I don't really know. I don't know if I believe everything. I feel like Christine can be kind of a drama queen. So I don't even know if I believe that was it. I just don't believe all this, y'all. Something's off. Somebody's not telling everything. There's some gaps here with Mary and these two women. There are some gaps because we've already been told that Christine and Janelle did not get along at all either. So why were y'all able to figure it out then? And recently, it wasn't like it wasn't not until you went to Flagstaff. What happened in that time in Flagstaff when it came to Mary, where you guys have been beyond unplugged and disengaged from her? What happened? And I'm now starting to think, was it like the list or whatever that started to go into place when they were in Flagstaff? Does it have something to do with that? And did that list have Mary isolating and icing out Janelle and Christine or treating them poorly or gaslighting them, whatever the case may be, in order to get back in Cody's good graces? Because something's really off to me and I'm just not buying it. And I feel like Mary's answer all the time is, oh, people don't always need to stay friends, or she's just too nonchalant about it. I don't know. It could just be me, y'all. I could just be tripping, but something's just really off. Meanwhile, they head back to Flagstaff. Cody talks about them keeping some of Coyote Pass. And I'm thinking, you don't get to not get a hold of everybody else while you're making that decision. Like, Cody just has ego connected to this land. I don't think he really cares about it. I just feel like that's really what it is. Also, too, you guys, this is when Cody's calling Robin's kids our kids, while he has continuously called his other children by their mom's kids, like not acknowledging that they're his kids when he talks about it. He's like, Janelle's kids, Christine's kids, blah, blah, blah. With Robin, it's a lot of our kids, like his family, our kids. Maybe it could just be me. Maybe I'm tripping about that, but it just kind of stood out for me. And it could be just standing out for me, like I said, because he's just done so much abandoning of all the other ones. Cody says then his intention was to be fair through this process. None of us believe that. Aurora talks about being smart about how many kids they have. And for me, I'm like, why would their kids be turned off to big families? Like, Cody and Robin are like, well, I'm shocked that they weren't turned off to a big family. I'm like, why would they be turned off? Aurora and Brianna weren't parentified. All the other kids were. Logan and Aspen were. Even McKelty was. You didn't make Aurora take care of her siblings. You went and got McKelty to do it. So that's why your kids don't feel the same as the others do. Robin's saying she's interested in having more grandkids when she barely sees the one she has is odd to me. And I'm thinking these girls are talking about families, and Robin says thinking that she's probably thinking independently all of a sudden, and they're ready to be adults. I'm like, they're not ready. They've been infantilized. Like, their maturity level is clearly below a lot of the other kids that are their same age. Like, you can't tell me that Brianna and Savannah are the same age. Their maturity level is like night and day. Just in basic conversations you hear them have. They're not on the same level. To me, Cody and Robin should have no conversation with these kids about how many kids they should have. Like, let them do what's best for them. Cody's on here talking about family memories while he like abandoned the rest of his family, saying it's so precious. The whole situation just made me sick, and I was over it. The fact that I only got one WTF moment out of this entire episode tells you how pretty terrible this episode was. At least for learning a whole bunch of new stuff. Like, the only thing we really learned new, but it's not really new, it's just more validating for us, is that pretty much Cody was taking money out of that family account the whole time. That was unaccounted for, and that's why they're in the financial predicament they are in now. Who knows what will be uncovered, you guys, when they get these lawyers involved, which is why maybe Cody as well has been making this process difficult, because we don't really know his financials, and his financials could be a lot more complicated, a lot messier than what we thought they were initially. And I'm thinking maybe that some stuff will uncover. I'm ready to get to like the finale of the season. I don't think we need to drag this on anymore. Let's just get to the tell-alls at this point, because I don't know how much more information we can talk about. I don't know if they're going to have an episode dedicated to the loss of Garrison. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm really having to like push myself to stick with it, because it just feels like it's dragging to me at this point. And I just feel like they need to get to the point where we're having real discussions with them. We're asking them real questions. We're putting Cody's feet to the fire. That's where we need to get at. This whole back and forth, faking their fun family times together, nobody cares. I don't care. The fan base really does not care. We're genuinely at this point just moseying along, right? I don't know. You guys tell me though, but thanks for tuning in. I hope you had fun for this cute little 30 minutes that we were able to chat, talk a little bit about Sister Wives. Make sure you leave some comments below. Tell me what you think about the episode, you guys. Do you think they should just go ahead and move this along? Let's get to the talk backs or the look backs, whatever they're doing, the tell-alls. Let's just get to that point. Are you guys on the same page as I am, where you're just ready to move forward? Because that's where I'm at. Without further ado, hey, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share my video. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with me and enjoying my content. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, bye, Red Lipstick Club.